What is going on, everyone? It's Great Scott's back here with the next episode of Grand Tactician's The Civil War, 1861-65. This is our CSA 1861 campaign. This is a useful reminder if you're just joining us or if it's been a while. This is just how things stack up. I think it looks slightly different than the end of the previous episode. National morale seems to have plummeted for the Union, while the morale of their armies seems to have recovered. Our national support seems to have dropped. It's dropped quite a bit, and that's, I believe, entirely on me for some of the economic policies. Loyal states is probably correct. Men fielded, pay attention to the ratio, 186,000 to 73,000. That ratio is probably right. I think a couple patches back it doubled the number of men that both sides had under arms. Navy tonnage could be correct. If you watch this, you know I have no idea about naval stuff. Haven't tried it. Military experience is almost certainly wrong. You could tell by the battles won. 20-3. It's hard to believe that neither army would have any battle experience after that. Total casualties is absolutely an understatement, and I don't even think you can trust the ratio. We've done well, but we haven't done 12-1 well. European relations may be correct. Union doesn't start with a whole lot, and I think they passed a tariff act, and so that probably didn't help. Anyways, that's where things are. Generally, it's going our way. It's what we want. But we also want to get back into it. It's not a race to see how quickly we can get this done. That's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to showcase the game. I like these kind of strategy games. I like these games. Games like the Total War genre, where you can play at both the kind of strategic level and also at the level of battles. Civil War is great. It's not. I can't claim that I'm a history buff or anything in that respects, and don't have that much to say about the Civil War. But what is, I think, a huge improvement over the relatively few good Civil War games that have come before this one is that there's something meaningful to do at the strategic level. And I've said it 2 or 3 times in other episodes. If Grand Tactician wasn't making this game, we would all be sitting around whining that someone should make this game. So we're playing it. Again, the reason I'm not really in any interest in rushing it is to just see what the bugs are, report them as they come, and then to show all of you who maybe are on the fence, do you want this? My guess is it's probably still a few months from being fully released. I think the goal was later this year. There aren't that many months left in the year. Wow, somehow a garrison got a perk. I think there was I guess I clicked that one a bit too quick. Anyways, yeah. I'm gonna try to not make the terrible jokes I've made in the past about, wow, they're really just reminding me of everything I've missed. Okay. And yeah, there's some lag, but it's okay for now. What's the plan? We can see that the Union armies seem to be clustered in Delaware or Maryland. I guess most of them are going to be on the Delaware side of the divide here, maybe except for First Corps. Anyways, we have armies on the move. Right, we're gonna go. We've captured, just in case you haven't been with us before, pretty much everything west of Pittsburgh is either in our hands or we're mopping up. Kentucky has seceded and joined us, as has Missouri. Kansas was supposed to start the game with us. They did not. I believe this is one of the things that was supposed to go through in the last patch, and this is the most current patch loaded, so I'm not sure why it's not registering, but we're moving. These two armies, the one at Chicago and the one up in Milwaukee, they're just garrisons. zoom in a little bit more here, we're not going to be able to get Indiana to secede, or Illinois or Ohio. That's not it, but we are going to be able to take the cities and towns, deprive them from the Union, probably build some forts on them to try to hold them, and we'll just gradually push back east towards Pennsylvania. We already have, I think it's 3 pretty formidable armies here in Pennsylvania and in Maryland. A couple forts are being built, and then we have 1 pretty formidable army marching through a line of cities in New York. So that's where we are. We might get a battle, which, you know, why not? Hopefully it'll be a good one. Yeah, I'm sure that we do not have almost 26,000 men. Alright, no artillery to worry about on the other side. 7,000 men is the report. The Battle of Elkton. For those who've watched the channel, any of our previous iterations here, Gettysburg is not going to be a new map. Alright, the Union is going to come in from, I believe it is the southeast of the map. So we're kind of set up across from one another. So we're here. I'll pull I don't know that I'm going to pull all the skirmishers I normally do. This seems like it's going to be a one-sided affair. Now watch me get wiped. But let's just see how it's going to go. Play it out. I believe even after the recent patch a few days ago, this glitch still does hold. So I don't want to cheat with my skirmishers. I never seem to get as far as fast as I think I should. I guess that's something you just need to get used to. Or it's that I keep running in the cav armies on this map, and maybe that's why everything seems a bit off. I believe it was the last tactical battle I had on this map, and I think it's like the last 7 or 8 battles have been on this map. My artillery just got too far up because I put them too far up, and they would not listen to the order to stop moving, and before they'd come back they'd have to march all the way up, and they got routed. They got broken when they actually did move all the way up. So that was unfortunate. So the lesson I try to take away from that is, well, alright, so we know that the Union is probably around here, is don't move too far up. And I think I mentioned in the last video, the reason I didn't want to do it in little bite-sized pieces. So this looks like it's that all-cav first corps, I believe. So if you want, you can sit around and watch this. If you don't, just fast forward to when we get back to the map. These have not been competitive affairs. They do not showcase the AI's ability in battle. If you watched several recent videos I did were on the tactical battles, the AI is much more competitive. And what I didn't show you is that in some of my tests, the AI absolutely wrecked me because I was trying to be too cute. I got too aggressive. I guess those are kind of two ways of saying the same thing, but yeah, it was bad. And they just drove right for the center on Chancellorsville and just broke the center. and would have made for a very short video. Some of the stuff, if you did watch that video, you know that the force to the north, which the Union badly needed, was not as good of an example of the AI doing well. They just kind of seemed to hang out near some victory points and not really engage when they needed to. But if you're thinking about getting the game, or you've already got the game and you're kind of feeling frustrated, the AI is not supposed to be at that point yet. It's not a finished product, and the roadmap that was released made it quite clear that these things are happening later. They are happening. I don't know the calendar dates, but they're later than the other things, and the devs want to first iron out as many bugs as possible, and then no, don't do that. And then they'll go in and they'll get the AI. I don't know why artillery seems to do this. When you move them from marching column to line, they now think for some reason they're supposed to move back here, which is not true. And this guy thinks it too. Have to mention that. Don't know if that's a known issue. Well, if the cav are just going to run around the map, then I am going to throw skirmishers at them. I'll engage them, but really? Now everybody wants to move backwards? This is true. It looks true. Why don't none of you do that? And now we'll just shoot them with skirmishers. Okay. Looks like we fixed that problem. No, I don't really want them there. The key is, I believe, to detach artillery when you're ready to, right before you're ready to get them in that final alignment before they're in battle. I don't recall if there's a way to get them to fight in any other formation, because they tend to put the artillery to the left, which is not always a terrible idea, but just now it doesn't make sense. The artillery should be in the field, not up on a wooded hill. Looks like we need to move the artillery up. Maybe we'll use this time to detach. Get them out of there. Let's see. I mean, they're not. They don't have a perk. So it looks like the artillery has detached. That's good. No, it looks like they're back. I don't know what that is, because now it's not showing if the artillery's moving. Well, it'll require more finagling on my part. I do like my skirmishers' behavior. I know I said this, I think it was the Chancellorsville map when they were doing some pretty good work, but the way that the skirmishers know to kind of... Well, I should be honest. 80% of the time, I like what they're doing. The other 20% of the time, they pull back without receiving any direction right through the enemy line, and it doesn't go well. But right now, you see this group, Anderson's detachment. They're falling back. They're being pressed, but they're turning around to fire as they fall back, and they're being pursued, but they're not really taking any fire while that's happening. So that's perfect to me, skirmisher behavior. And yes, this is on 4 times speed, so it seems like they're not moving at what might be a realistic speed. Well, first of all, it's a video game, but it does strive to be realistic. But it's because they're not at a realistic speed. 4 times that speed. And yeah, I made this mistake earlier, not putting everybody to long range. But I generally do. In few battles do you really need to worry about shooting through all your ammo. And I don't know if it's ever really happened on the campaign. I think the historical... Yeah, I mean, if that's true, it makes me look very good. Maybe it is. I think part of balancing the AI was also going to be balancing the recruitment. I swear also that they said that for the last patch that is loaded on here that no longer would either side. Wow, that's a huge drop in enemy national morale for a loss of 1,500 men. That they wouldn't recruit all cav armies. I think this is just an old all cav army. I'm not sure if the Union is recruiting. Alright. What's strange, if you look at the top bar, it looks like it's gone more in the Union's favor after that battle. Oh, now it must have heard me. And it slid back. Okay. Well, that was different. Okay, Army of the Potomac is doing Army of the Potomac things, I guess. I can't remember. I think I put him here at this crossroads to build a fort. That was my big thing in the last episode, was go places and build forts, if for no other reason to slow down the other side. Don't give them anything for free. That'll be fine, I think. Alright, Army of the Shenandoah. I think you guys are moving out to Pittsburgh? Maybe? Well, you certainly don't look like it now. I don't really need to send him out to Pittsburgh, though. I don't think. Actually, last time... I think the last time the Union brought these forces across and landed in Cleveland. What are we doing here? Yes, you, Johnston. See if you can make it here. Come on. We will fight through the lag. We'll get there. In case you haven't heard, industrial. Sometimes I think these journalists really think we don't know. They're just sending us the same stories. Okay. Wait a minute. Beauregard's here? Where was he a second ago when I looked at Cleveland and... Oh, he's underneath Cleveland. Oh, okay. Alright, well, sure. Yeah, we're gonna send him... Can't tell if the unit's sending a force to Toledo, but I am. Which also means I can tell Johnston he can stop. And we should have Hampton. There you are, Hampton's division. I thought we were marching on Baltimore. Apparently not. Not sure that's going to be far enough north to avoid clipping that fort. But oh well. Actually, Johnston should just move here. Build a string of forts up. Speaking of which, how we doing? We're marching. It's good. Maybe we'll march on Albany. Sure. Ooh, looks like Hampton's division. Wait a minute. Hampton's division. I guess it's because they're touching the Fort Stevens garrison, so they're gonna fight that. I don't know if the Fort Morgan garrison is really gonna join them or not. Making our forts. I gotta see what these armies out west are doing as well. Slowly but surely, we're going from one place to another. So, that's a good sign. For some reason, I thought there were railroads out here that were gonna make this much faster. But I think those guys are just getting their conditioning in, because morale of their armies go up after that last defeat? Though it does look like it actually took the last casualties in. I think they had about 3,900. And I bet that's right after that battle. It just didn't get the ones from the first 20 battles. So we have our fort here. I don't think there is a way to get at Philadelphia without going through Fort Mifflin. But there is a way to get at Baltimore. So we'll take that. And Fort Stevens. Basically no casualties, it looks like, on either side, but we did take it. Oh, that's the one. Well, you can see where it is, so you can probably guess what I would do next. Try to put ourselves right on top of that fort and inch our way toward Washington. Seems to have stopped moving. Probably because they got to where I told them to go. Probably through no fault of their own. I don't know what the 26th Army has, but I'm not that worried about it. Looks like all their first corps going down. Are we moving the right way here? Come on. Now who's this? We're back for another battle of Elkton, so I'm guessing we'll probably be on Gettysburg. And however this goes, whether it actually ends up being a battle, this will be the end of this episode. And it might mean the next episode, if we can get Washington to fall, their national morale is already pretty low. I think the loss for losing Washington is something like 20 percentage points, which would put them very close to losing. Alright, so the Union's going to come in from the kind of northeast east. So we will line up there. Pull out a couple skirms. Okay. think I want to go ahead and detach the artillery now if it'll let me. Good, it does. Hopefully they'll remain detached. Alright, that's good enough for me to get started. Let's see if... Well, it's still showing that cock is... Now they're reattached. Huh. In any event, we're going to move our skirmishers up here. Just make sure we're pretty certain of where the Union force is. Cast a wide net. If I don't see them, I'll assume that they're in the middle. Come on. Alright, so it looks like now it's line's jumping around. I can't tell if Walker is detached or not. But we're just gonna march. Where are we? We'll move up here. It looks like one battery is still attached. It really doesn't want to leave for whatever reason. It's having a good time. But Walker's is detached. And made good time getting there. Beat everybody else. Man. Well, we found them. This looks incredibly like another Cav army here. Try to get Cox forces set. Though this may end up just causing them to go to a random place on the map. I don't know exactly how this is going to fly with them. Okay, we don't want our artillery limbered anymore. Ah, you're gonna run away. And we might shoot you then if you're gonna run from the engagement. Walker, you seem to be pretty fast, so let's get you up there. Ugh, you're doing it again. We're going back there. Don't go back there. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, we move there. Took Anderson and Lawton skirmishers. Let's see if we can take some more from others. formation is that? Why? That's a better idea. Okay, we'll try to get these guys up there. I don't know why the artillery has now reattached itself to cock, but it has. That's all good. Shoot them. These guys are poking along, but they'll get there. Move these guys up. Frost can move up. Alright. Nighttime already. Okay. I'm good, thank you. Pretty cool. I have not fought a battle in a thunderstorm yet. Very neat. That's what it looks like on sometimes. When you got cavalry doesn't shoot back. Yeah, that's not too surprising. Alright folks, this one has gone on quite a while, so we are gonna call it here. Hopefully, we'll be able to have another episode. So, if we are, we'll do that. If not, we'll do some historical battles.